Hello everybody, I'm back with another video. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, then please do. Today's video, I will be talking about my favorite movies, TV shows and music of 2021. At the end, I'll talk about my most excited movies for 2022, explaining why I ranked them the way that I did. Also be saying honorable mentions because there are some things that I did enjoy but not as much as others, but I still want to include them because they are worth mentioning. If you see me looking down, it's because I have notes on this phone, so if you see me looking down, that's why. Mind that this is my opinion, so if I rank one of your favorites low, it's not because I didn't like it, it's just because I just didn't like it as much as others. There might be some things in this video that I didn't mention that you think is worth mentioning, and if I didn't, it's because I either didn't see it or I didn't enjoy it that much. First topic I'm going to talk about is movies. And with movies, I didn't rewatch as much movies as in 2021. In 2021, I was doing a lot of marathons since I got Disney Plus, but a lot of good movies did come out in 2021. Some I was able to see in cinemas and some I saw on Disney Plus for the first time. So I'm going to say my top 3 movies of the year. So number 3, I'm going to give it to Black Widow. I thought this movie was really good and very funny. Yes, Yelena did steal the show, but are we really that surprised? No, we're not. Do I think it should have came out years ago? Yes, I do. But for what it was, I did enjoy it, and I did rewatch it again after seeing it in cinemas. So this was not that long ago. Number 2 is Shang-Chi. Some people might be surprised that I'm putting Shang-Chi above Black Widow because I have seen mixed opinions about it. Some people say that Shang-Chi was above Black Widow, and some people say that Shang-Chi was okay compared to Black Widow. How I feel about Shang-Chi is that it's a movie that I didn't know I needed in my life, but I'm thankful that I do have it in my life. I'm going to be really honest, going into this movie, the main reason I wanted to see it is because it's a Marvel movie. So the only thing I knew about this movie is that it's Marvel and it has the guy from Crazy Rich Asians. I saw the trailer maybe once, I didn't remember it that well. The reason why I'm putting it as number 2 is that the action in the movie was really good. The chemistry between Kate and Sean was my favourite part of the movie. The character of the sister was briefly done, and even though I thought the dad character was annoying sometimes, and that played him I think deserves an award because I haven't disliked the character so much apart from Thanos. I rewatched Shang-Chi not that long ago and it was just as good as the first time I watched it. For me, Shang-Chi and my number 1 is very close level-wise, but number 1 deserves no explanation, but I'm going to give it 1 anyway. Number 1 for me is Spider-Man No Way Home. I'll be discussing spoilers, so if you haven't been able to see it yet, please skip this part and come back once you have. Most of the movies I saw for the first time was on Disney Plus, and something that I'm very grateful for is that I didn't see this movie on Disney Plus for the first time. Still, I've enjoyed it just as much. If I did, yes, I would. However, the audience of seeing this movie was one of my favorite parts of the movie, especially when Toby and Andrew came on. It was way bigger than when Cap had Thor's hammer in Endgame. This movie is now in the history book for me, audience-wise, along with Endgame and Breaking Dawn Part 2. So that's when we found out it's a vision. Why is this movie number 1? A lot of theories and rumors were true. The chemistry between Tom and Zendaya was beautiful. We got more Zendaya and Ned in this movie. Doctor Strange was funny. The villains was good. We get more time to shine than others. Yes, but I was happy with what they gave me. And my favorite part of the movie was the chemistry between Tom, Toby, and Andrew, and the references from the other movie. And I like how they did it just the right amount. Now I'm going to say honorable mentions of movies I've seen in 2021. This is in no particular order, it's just the ones that came to my head. So the first one is Cruella. I haven't seen this movie in a while, but I did enjoy the movie and I like the story. From a person that isn't a fan of 101 Dalmatians, these are okay. Would I say I want to watch them? No, but I don't hate the movies. I'm just not that, I wouldn't call myself a fan. And Cruella is nowhere near one of my favourite villains, but after this movie, it did give me a different outlook and I liked it. I think the part when she changes into the red dress, that part alone makes the movie worth the watch in my eyes, because they did not miss when it came to the fashion parts. I also like the character of 2 boys. Do I think one of them her more than a friend? Yes, yes, I do. Number two is Encanto. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. If I pronounce it wrong, I apologize. I will be getting this. I will be getting into spoilers for this movie. So if you haven't seen it yet, then please go and see it and come back once you have. This movie, I didn't have any expectations. I mostly saw it because I saw that it was a new Disney Plus movie, and I wanted to see what I would think of it. And plus, it was on my timeline a lot, so I gave it a watch, and I'm glad I did. My plan was to watch it with my sisters because most of the movies I watched for the first time we watched together, but I decided to watch it when I did because it was all over my timeline. Plus, I didn't know when we would be able to watch it, but we have now watched it together, enjoyed it. I personally do think the soundtrack is better than the movie. Some people might disagree with me, but that's how I feel. I'm going to leave that part for later, so I'm going to explain why I feel like the music is better, so I'm going to leave that part for later. But back to the movie, the visuals of the movies is really good. Apart from the music, the best part of the movies, in my opinion, was the visuals and the dancing. The colours that was used was very beautiful. There are parts of the movie where there was a lot going on, so you might be overwhelmed a bit and be like, okay, where am I looking? And having them kind of thoughts in your head. But for a movie that had so much characters, for me, I think they did it very well. And it's kind of similar to Infinity War. It still had a good balance of characters. The story ran very well. Something you would realize about this movie is that there's no villains, but the grandma is very close to being one, and I don't like how she's very controlling. Something else I've heard people say about the movie is that we don't get that much character development, especially with the cousins. When Isabella and Louisa gets their song, before that we didn't know that they were dealing with the things that they were dealing with. People were saying that maybe the cousins had things that they were dealing with as well, but because they seem happy, like Louisa and Isabella did, so that's why people are kind of like, what's going on? Some people like maybe they have problems as well. So it's leaving people with questions, and some people are saying maybe they are reading too much into the movie. The third one is Luca. This movie I've wanted to see for a while now, and I said to myself that one day I will see it, and I've now seen it, and I think it was done really good. Encanto had a good message, and this one does as well. And this message is about acceptance. One of the reasons this movie was so popular is because people are saying that Luca or Abelta, I think that's how you pronounce the person's name, are gay, and some people think one is more gay than the other one. And do I see why people think that? Yes, but at the same time, I don't see it. I'm going to explain why I think that, because after what happened with Alberto's dad, I saw that he was just scared of being alone because he saw Luca and the girl who I can't pronounce her name. I think it's Gulia. They were spending more time together. So I thought he thought that he was just going to be alone again. My favorite characters apart from Luca, Alberto, and the girl was the dad, because I liked how he showed that our past doesn't have to affect our future. And even though there was a lot of sad parts in the movie, when that happened, it surprised me a lot, and I did have a lot of fun with this movie. Number four is Dune Part 1. I'm going to be honest, did I mostly see this movie because of Zendaya? Yes, I did. Was I disappointed at how small her lines was? Yes, I was. But now that it's been time since I saw it, I do understand why she has the amount of lines she did. From what I understand, the second part is more about her character and Timothy's character, and this part is more the build up. Dune and me have a very weird relationship. For most of the movie, I was very confused at what I was watching, but for the rest of the time, I was really enjoying it, and the visuals were really good. My favorite parts of the movie was Timothy Chalamet, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Zendaya, and Jason Momoa. But I also like the character of the mum. And when it comes out on Disney Plus or DVD, I do plan on rewatching it, since now I do understand it more and I do appreciate it way more. Here are some movies that I didn't enjoy that much, but I enjoyed some parts of it. So the first one is Trove 2. Apart from Luca, this is the movie I've wanted to watch for a while now, and I did say to myself I would, but I didn't get around to it until not long ago. I did enjoy the movie, but I enjoyed the first one way more. But the soundtrack is really good, and I have the soundtrack on vinyl now. Ray and the Last Dragon is the next one. Mostly the characters was my favourite part. I liked Rhea and the character we meet later on, so one of them being the dad. The next one is Soul. I like the character of 22 mostly, and I also like the character of Joe, but I didn't enjoy the movie that much. The next one is Internals. I like the characters. The story was okay to me, but the movie was very funny at a lot of parts. This one I didn't remember I watched until I was looking through my pictures, and then I remembered that I saw it, and that's the remake of Mulan. I liked the action in the movie, that was good, but the rest was okay to me. And another one I forgot about is the new version of the Suicide Squad. It wasn't one of my favorites, but I from from what I remember, I really enjoyed it. I liked Harley Quinn. I liked Bloodshot, which is Idris Elba. I think that's pronounce the name. His character and Rick Flag. There's something that I wasn't expecting from the movie, and this is mid spoilers alert. So if you don't want any spoilers for this movie, please go a little bit forward. This movie is very graphic. The first one has its moments, but this one was levels up in my opinion. So I think this one is better than the other one. I'm half and half with that question because I think it's less messy, but I would rather watch the other one. I think it was a very enjoyable movie. Another one I forgot about is Venom 2. I thought that the movie was okay. The end credit scene was one of the best part of the movie. I wasn't that into seeing the movie. I only saw it because I loved the first one and I knew about the scene at the end. But as a movie, it was okay. It was funny, but it was okay. The last thing I'm going to do with movies is say my ranking of all the MCU movies and Disney Plus shows. Again, please keep in mind this is my opinion. I've tried WandaVision twice and I haven't seen What If. What If I'm not that interested to see, but WandaVision people say is one of the best. So I do plan on trying it again, but I think once I get past the first two episodes, I really enjoy it. I'm going to do from least to favourite. So my least favourite is Internals. I did like the story of the movie, but compared to the rest of the movies and Disney shows, I thought the movie was okay, but the characters were the best part of the story. My favourite characters, I cannot pronounce their names and I don't even want to try, but one is do I'll just put pictures because it's easier for me. The first, okay, Kinko, I can pronounce Kingo. I think I'll put a picture of him on the screen. Next one is Panaso. I'm really bad at pronouncing these. I'll put his picture on the screen, and this one was my favorite out of the three, and his name is Druig. I'll put his picture on the screen. So he was my favorite out of the three, but those three were my favorite. So the TikToks that came after the movie was so funny, especially about the one that was my favorite, and how people were saying that they came into the movies simping Icarus. I think that's how you pronounce his name. But then they came out simping the guy that I liked, because I didn't come into the movie simping anyone, because I just wanted to see it because it was Marvel. So the one that I'm going to name next, at first I did have it switched with Eternals, but then I thought about it again. So the next one I have is Loki. With Loki, I've seen different thoughts about it. I've seen people who loved it a lot and some people who think it wasn't that good. I think it's a good series, but I see it as something I would rewatch because I want to watch a particular part or episode. But as a whole show, I didn't enjoy it that much. But the best parts of the show was Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson, and I liked how they brought the other versions of Loki. Loki will always be one of my favourite characters, but for the series, it wasn't it for me. The next one is Black Widow. I do think that the movie is really good, and Yelena stole the show. But the reason why I have to put it here is because when we're talking about Phase 4 so far, it's not one of my favourite. And I know that might be confusing to some people because I put it as one of my favourites of the year, but it's not one of my favourite in Phase 4 so far. But in my head, it makes sense. So the next one is Hawkeye. Out of all of the movie series I watched, this one I was least excited for. I thought the story was really interesting, and the chemistry between Katie and Yelena, Kate and Yelena was the best part of the series for me. I'm not the biggest Hawkeye fan, which is the reason why I wasn't that excited to see it, but the part when him and Yelena are having that heart-to-heart about Natasha shows how good of an actor Jamie Renner is, even if he's not that good of a person or done not that good things. The next one I have in the list is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I loved Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie together are gold. I think they go together. The part with Zemo was really good, but Sebastian and Anthony was the better part in my opinion. I like the way they did the Kylie story, and even though I don't like John Walker, the person who played him, which is Wyatt Russell, I think he did really good, and I hate that wasn't needed at all. I've seen the show low in a lot of people's ranking, and I personally think it doesn't deserve the hate it gets. The next movie I have is Shang-Chi. The movie was really good, and not only was it one of my favourite movies, it's also one of the best movies that's come out in Phase 4 so far. I think this is a top MCU movie, and I'm very excited about the second one when it comes out. I'm not going to talk about this one that much, as I did talk about it in the movie part. My favourite Phase 4 movie was No Way Home. Again, no needs, no explanation, but the acting was good. It had a good story and it had a good balance of funny and emotional. Now I'm going to say my favourite future movies that I'm excited to be seeing. So first you got Thor Love and Thunder, second you got Into the Spider-Verse 2, Fantastic Beasts number 3, next you got Doctor Strange 2, next you got Sonic and the Hedgehog 2, next is Black Panther 2, and then Minions 2. Next one I'm going to talk about is music. With music, I did a lot of marathons of people's albums, because some of them I haven't done all of their albums, or I haven't listened to all of their albums in full. So that's why I've done a lot of marathons in the year. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Encanto. So I did think that the music is way better than the movie, but I think especially with the first few times hearing the songs, it would be better to see it in the movie or to watch the music video, because the audio version is good, but a lot of the best parts of the songs are the dance, and you can't see that from the audio version. I've seen people saying that We Don't Talk About Bruno is excellent, which it is, but the other ones was not as good. Do I feel like some of these songs could have been better? Yes, I do, but when you have a masterpiece of a song that is We Don't Talk About Bruno, it's very hard to do that to make more masterpieces, in my opinion. Many people would be like, but it's Lin-Manuel Miranda, he could do it. But I feel like not every song is going to be perfect. It's like Wait For It from Hamilton. I think that's still levels above the rest of the songs. But another masterpiece song is Satisfied, The Room Where It Happens, My Short, Helpless, and Burn. Some people might disagree with some of the ones I just said, but that's how I feel. Some people might say, so you think that the same person who gave us a masterpiece of a song would give us an average song? And my answer to that is not everything can be great. I was wondering what my ranking of the songs are. It's We Don't Talk About Bruno, What Else Can I Do, Surface Pressure, Waiting on a Miracle, The Family Madrigal, and All For You. Originally I did have Waiting for a Miracle and Family Madrigal the other way around, but I decided to switch it. Reasons why I did the order that I did, I'm going to talk from the bottom and make my way up. For All of You, this is a very beautiful moment in the movie, and it gets me very emotional, but as a song I don't enjoy it that much. Next is The Family Madrigal. I do like the song, and it does a great job of explaining all of the characters and their gifts, but as a song I don't enjoy it that much. One of my favourite parts is when they're asking the main character, Mirabelle, I think it's Mirabelle's gift over and over again, and she just keeps on talking about the rest of her family. The next song I have is Waiting on a Miracle. The song is very beautiful and the vocals on this song are very good. It's more of a sad one, which is why I don't enjoy it as much as the others. But this is the perfect song to sing your heart out to, and plus it has very relatable lyrics. The next song is Surface Pressure. This song is very catchy and relatable, and the part when she's dancing and she has the donkeys dancing in the background is my favourite part of the song. Apart from when she says, give it to your sister, it doesn't hurt her, give it to your sister, give it to your sister, she's stronger, or something like that. Give it to your sister, it doesn't hurt her, give it to your sister, she's stronger. The next one is What Else Can I Do? What I like about this song is the colours and how Mirabelle is trying to hug Isabella over and over again when Isabella is singing her truth. I'm sitting there thinking, you can't force a hug, but the part when she's like, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in, that makes me laugh every time. I also like how it's mixed with Spanish and English. Some people might disagree with me, but I personally think that the person who did the singing for Isabella has the best singing voice out of the three sisters. Now, the next song I had to save the best for last It's We Don't Talk About Bruno. The song is so good, I could put the song on and I would feel better in seconds. It's funny, it has good dancing, and it's really catchy. My favorite part of the song has to be when they're all singing over each other. I've seen how the scene was done, and people deserve awards, not just for that song, but for a lot of the movie. Part of the song is when Pepper, which is the aunt, and Felix, which is her husband, is singing together. I thought about it again, and We Don't Talk About Bruno and What Else Can I Do is tied number one. But I normally do listen to What Else Can I Do, but I can't choose between We Don't Talk About Bruno and What Else Can I Do, because putting What Else Can I Do before We Don't Talk About Bruno doesn't feel right, and putting What Else Can I Do behind, I, hopefully you get what I'm saying. Putting either two of them, putting What Else Can I Do before the Brunos, before We Don't Talk About Bruno doesn't feel right, and not having Bruno first doesn't feel right. I hope you get what I'm saying. But yeah, in my top 10 albums, please keep in mind that some of these albums didn't come out in 2021, but I learned about them in 2021, or I really got into them in 2021, and also these are the ones that came in my head. So first you got Adele, 21, 19 and 30, Bruno Mars and the Six Sonics, On Guardian Hour by Chloe and Halle, You Sign Up For This by Mace Peters, Sarayama by Rita Samayama, Plastic Hearts, Bangers and Younger Now by Miley Cyrus, Monticello by Lil Nas X, Justice by Justin Bieber, Golden Hour by Casey Musgrave or Miss Casey Musgrave, Sour by Olivia Rodrigo or Rodriguez, Planet Hurt and Hot Pink by Doja Cat. These are honorable mentions. Can't Be Tamed by Miley Cyrus. I didn't listen to this one as much as the others, so that's why it's an honorable mention. Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish, and Don't Smile At Me, Ed Sheeran, Divine and Plus, One Direction, Take Me Home, Up All Night and Made in the AM, Therapy by Anna Marie, When Facing the Things We Turn Away From by Luke Hemmings, Beyonce, Dangerous in Love and Lemonade, and Four, it's always been one of my favourites, so Four's on the list as well. Rihanna, Unapologetic and Talk That Talk, Demi Lovato, Confident, Unbroken and Dancing with the Devil, 5 star, not 5 star, 5 seconds of summer, 5 seconds of summer, Young Blood and Calm, Red, 1989, Lover and Folklore from Taylor Swift. I did Taylor's version of Red as well, but I prefer the other one more. Luis Capaldi's album, Grande's Thinking X Position and Dangerous Woman, 33, Joyride and Aquarius by Tinashe, Katy Perry, One of the Boys, and Do the People Future Nostalgia. Now I'm going to show my CDs that I got. Most of these are the albums I just mentioned. I'm going to fly through this. So this is Adele 30, that's the front. Back. This is Anne-Marie Therapy, that's the front, that's the back. This is Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish, that's the front, that's the back. Plastic Hearts by Miley Cyrus, that's the front, that's the back. Demi Lovato, Dance with Devils, that's the front, that's the back. Justice by Justin Bieber, that's the front, that's the back. Bruno Mars, Six Sonic, that's the front and that's the back. Sarayama by Rita Samayama, that's the front, that's the back. And the last one I got is Adele 30, that's the front and that's the back. Okay, now I'm going to say my favourite songs of 2021 and I'm also going to be naming the albums they are from. So I Drink Crime by Adele, that's on the 30 album. One and Only by Adele, that's on the 21 album. He Won't Go by Adele on the 21 album. Make You Feel My Love, that's on the 19 album. Redeem is on the 25 album. All Too Well by Taylor Swift, that's on the Red album. Stay, Stay, Stay by Taylor Swift, also on the Red album. I Almost Do by Taylor Swift, which was on the Red album. The Moment I Knew, which is on the Red album. Rona, which is on the Red Taylor's version album. Nothing New, which is on the Red Taylor's version album. All Too Well 10-minute version, which is on the Red Taylor version. X-Style by Taylor Swift, that's on Folklore. Betty by Taylor Swift, which is also on Folklore. Empathy, I think it's Epiphany, but that's by Taylor Swift, that's on Folklore. The One by Taylor Swift, that's on Folklore as well. And August by Taylor Swift, which is on Folklore as well. So next is Style, This Love, How to Get the Girl and Clean, that's on 1989. Paper Rings, Soon You Will Get Better, Caroline Street, Loverboy by Taylor Swift, that's on the Lover album. And also shout out to I Forgot You Sister, Cruel Summer, Lover, Death by a Thousand Cups and Daylight. Next is Fix a Heart by Demi Lovato. That's Unbroken. All of these next ones are gonna be Unbroken. So Who's That Boy by Demi Lovato. Together by Demi Lovato. Next is Lonely by Demi Lovato. This is Tell Me You Love Me. Only Forever is from Tell Me You Love Me. Anyone and Dancing with the Devil is from Dancing with the Devil. Father, Stone Cold and Lionheart by Demi Lovato. That's on Confident. Not in the Same Way, Teeth and Wildflower. That's by 5 Seconds of Summer. That's on Calm. Youngblood, Move Along, and Ghost of You, which is also by 5 Seconds of Summer. That's on the Youngblood album. Better in Color, Jerome, Heaven Help Me, and True Hurts by Lizzo. That's on her Cause I Love You album. Ungodly Hour, Lonely, Do It, Tipsy by Chloe and Halle. That's on the Godly Hour album. And also shout out to Wonder What She Thinks of Me. Addiction, Talk Dirty and Like That from Doja Cat. That's from Hot Pink. Ain't Shit, Alone, Women, You Right and Kiss Me More. That's from Planet Her. Industry Baby, That's What I Like, Dead Right Now, and Am I Dreaming by Lil Nas X. That's on his Gallo album. Traitor, Happier, One Step Forward, Three Step Back, and Good For You by Olivia Rodrigo. And that's on the Sour album. And also shout out to her, Hope You Okay. Skate, After Last Night, Flies Me, Leave the Door Open, and Smoking Out the Window by Bruno Mars and the Silk Sonics. Dive and Supermarket Flower by Ed Sheeran. That's on the Divide album. Aging Like Me, Never Been Me, Plastic Hearts and Hate Me by Miley Cyrus. Adore You, We Don't Stop, 4+4, Get It Right and Root for My Baby by Miley Cyrus. That's on the Bangs album. Younger Now, Malibu, Walk Without, Miss You So Much, I Would Die For You, Love Someone, Thinking She's Not Him, inspired by Miley Cyrus. That's on the Younger Now episode. Maybe Grace, One, and Headspace by Luz Capaldi. Therefore I Am, Overheated and Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish, and that's on Happier Than Ever. I Don't Wanna Be You Anymore, Party Favor and Ocean Eyes by Billie Eilish. That's on Don't Smile At Me. Sandcastles, Formation and Daddy Lessons by Beyonce. That's on Lemonade. Partition and Rocket by Beyonce. That's from Self-Titled. The Closer I Get to You, Yes, Speeches and Signs. That's on Dangerous Woman. Breaking Issues, Hate That I Love You, Let Me Get That. Questioning Existence and Take a Bow. That's from Good Girls Gone Bad. Cheers, Drink to That, Man Down, Love the Way You Lie, Part 2 and Skin. That's by Rihanna and that's on Loud. Next is Ariana Grande, and there's a lot of Ariana Grande that I've listened to, and it's Ghosting, Best Mistake, Bang Bang, Thank You Next, Successful, Get Well Soon, Leave Me Lonely, Almost Is Never Enough, Piano, Safety Net, 33+35, and Shut Up. And these are from Thank You Next, My Everything, Sweet No Dangerous Woman, Yours Truly, and Position. For Little Mix, you got Trash, Happiness, Sweet Melody, Secret Love Song Part 1 and Part 2, depending on my mood, and Oops featuring Charlie Puth. These ones are from Between Us, Confetti, Get Weird, and Glory Days. I Can See the Future, Undo My Heart, and Bouncing by Tinashe. This is on her 333 album, and I'm Trying, Brackets Not Friends, Brooklyn, and Talking to Strangers by Maisie Peters, and that's one you signed up for. My favourite new TV shows that I watched during the year, so my order is Blood and Water Season 2, My Name, Squid Games, and Euphoria Season 1. With Euphoria Season 1, I did like the show. When people say that the show is very uncomfortable, I do agree, it can be in a lot of times. I've said this before, but Jacob deserves an award. I don't know if Zaya has got one, but if not, then please give her one too. All of the actors and actresses did good in their own way, but for me, these two are the ones that stand out. I don't see myself rewatching that much. That's why it's low for me, but I did enjoy it, and I'm excited for Season 2. Next is Squid Games. The show was really good. It deserves all the hype that it got. Not that many shows put me in a roller coaster as much as this show, but it's same with Euphoria. I don't see myself rewatching it as much, but as the others. But I did enjoy it a lot, and I like seeing people's reaction to the show, especially to episode 6. A lot of people didn't like the ending, and I thought it was okay, but I am excited for the new season. Update, I am changing my name in Blood and Water Season 2. This might change around depending on the day. So Blood and Water Season 2, I thought the show as a whole was really good. I do prefer Season 1 more, but what I liked about the show is that there's some characters that were treated really badly in the other season that they're treating better in this one. And the new characters in the show was good as well. and I'm excited for the new season for that. And my favourite one is My Name. I feel like this show deserves just as much hype as Squid Game got. The character development of the main character is really good, and I liked her relationship with the guy. I do not know how to pronounce his name. I think it's Yen Pildu? Yeah, Jin. I don't know. I was very surprised that a lot of things that happened during the show, and I do see myself rewatching it over and over again, and that's from the beginning to the end. Now I'm going to talk about shows that came out from another season. So we had Never Have I Ever, You, and Sex Education. I didn't enjoy any of these more than the last season that came out, but I thought the shows were good. They were good. This is my order. So my order is Never Have I Ever season 1, You season 3, and Sex Education season 3. I am season 2, You season 3, and Sex Education season 3. I really like the characters of the show, and I have rewatched a lot of the episodes since then. So this is about Sex Education season 3. No, this is about Never Have I Ever season 2. Wait, no. Yeah. Oh, yeah, this is about Never Have I Ever season 2. So I really liked the characters of the show, and I've rewatched a lot of the episodes since then. I like the new character of the show. Davy is still annoying as usual, but she's learning from her actions more. She's learning from her actions more a bit, so I did like that. Kind of like that person that she gives you a little hope, and then she goes and does something, and then the hope is gone again. But which is why I don't like her that much. But she was less annoying in this season, in my opinion. I am still Team Ben, but Shane Paxton was cute. So the next one I got is You season 3. One of my favorite parts in the season is the new characters that we got. I did a review on the season not that long ago, and I think the story in the season is better. But I think the story in the other season is better, but the season was good. And the last one I got is Sex Education season 3. From the beginning of the season, you can tell that they were going out of their way for this season. But as a season, I thought it was okay. There was a lot of funny parts in the season and exciting parts, but as a whole, I thought it was okay. But it's a good okay, not a bad okay. It's a good okay. Update: as I'm watching this, I just remember something else that I watched. Lucifer season 6. I think it was season 6. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it was season 6. It was the last season of the show, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm sad that we won't be getting any more of Lucifer. But as a closure, I think they did good. The fact that they were going to end either season 5 or season 4, but they didn't because they could see how much support that the show got. So I'm grateful that we did get another season. So now I'm going to say my outro. This is all of my favorite things from 2021. If I've forgotten anything, then I'm sorry, but as I said earlier, if I didn't mention something that you think is worth mentioning, it's most likely that I haven't seen it or I didn't feel like it was worth mentioning. A lot of these things I've talked about in a review, so if you want to hear more about them, please go and watch the reviews, or if I haven't done it yet, please keep an eye out, and I might do that soon. With all that said, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please get a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out when I post. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.